4 steps to better drilling contracts. When I was little, I wanted to be a superhero. I imagined flying around the country, offering water to thirsty people. Then I became an adult. I worked for an NGO and then for government. Today, I am a program manager. Imagine. And my program involves a lot of drilling. Did you know that over half of the people in the world depend on groundwater for drinking? When I started out, I thought that my job would be easy. Hire a drilling company, they get on with the job, and then people get water. But it is not like that. On the first assignment, I contracted someone who sold the job to someone else. I don't know what happened at that time, but the borehole only worked for a few weeks. My boss was furious, and I was in trouble. Since then, I learned a lot. Drilling for water is complicated. Most of the construction happens underground. And until the job is done, you are never quite sure how much water there will be. When you don't know if the drillers are going to find enough water, you can become afraid. If drillers are not paid anything for dry boreholes, all the risk is passed to them. They have to put up their price or cut corners when they are drilling to reduce costs. And to make matters worse, there are some areas where they will never drill because the risk of a dry borehole is just too high. My boss did not really understand the uncertainty associated with drilling and thought that drillers can find water anywhere and so blamed everything that went wrong on them. When you manage drilling projects, it is easy to get scared, lose trust, and get into arguments. Running a drilling business is not easy either. Equipment is expensive to buy and maintain. Good staff are hard to come by, train, and keep. And unfortunately, drillers often face demands for payments to ensure that they are awarded contracts. Meanwhile, we have targets that we are supposed to meet. Our plan says that 10,000 people must be reached with clean water this year, and my budget is limited. So in such a risky business, everyone actually needs to work together. Trust is needed. So what is the solution? Well, here are my 4 steps to better drilling contracts. Firstly, I prepare a procurement plan which sets out all the stages including siting the boreholes. It includes a timeline and all of the costs. This includes supervision and management, as well as the actual drilling. I follow a very systematic contract award process. Having learnt the hard way, we now pre-qualify drillers. This means that every few years, the registration, licenses, premises and equipment, as well as the competence of company staff are checked. We publish a list of pre-qualified companies in the newspaper. Briefcase companies do not have a chance as they cannot meet the inspection criteria. Once we announce the tender, we invite the pre-qualified companies to a meeting. We tell them exactly where they will be expected to drill. We explain the project to them and they can ask questions. This helps reduce arguments later. We overhaul our tender documents and contracts so they are easier to understand. All contracts adhere to national regulations. Once the bids have been evaluated, the contractors selected, and the contract signed, we make sure that we play our part. Regular communication with the contractor is essential. Superheroes communicate. We don't leave the work to chance. Qualified professionals supervise the drilling. Since we tell the contractor exactly where to drill, we compensate for drilling dry boreholes in difficult hydrogeological conditions. I make sure that everybody plays their part. Once we are satisfied with the work, and we have all the records. We make sure that the contractor is paid on time. We commission the water supply, and we keep on monitoring afterwards. You want to know what else makes a superhero? It's because I understand different drilling contracts. I know how they work, and I know they can go horribly wrong. Contract management needs communication, and the work must be overseen by a qualified drilling supervisor. And that's the making of another superhero. To learn more, download the guide to Procurement and Contract Management of Drilled Well Construction from the Rural Water Supply website.